Hello children, this video class is an initiative of Shiv Jyoti Educational Group. I am Shavya Vyas and I gladly welcome you all to my social science class. Today we shall be doing chapter 14 part 2 agriculture and industries. So children, I request all of you to open your text page 92 and follow along with me. We had already done part 1 in the previous class. What did we do? We did agriculture, rice, wheat, millets, other crops and the green revolution in the previous class, and in today's class we shall be doing industry and the various types of industries, cottage industries, small scale industries and large scale industries, and we shall also be briefly discussing about the other industries in India. So before I proceed with part 2 children, let us quickly summarize what we did in the part 1. Okay? So open your textbook page 92. So chapter 14 agriculture and industries, we shall quickly summarize this chapter. The first topic was agriculture. So agriculture is the main source of income for most of the people in India. So nearly 2/3 of the working population of India earns its livelihood from agriculture, and India has a variety of agricultural products such as rice, wheat, millets, pulses, cotton, jute, tea, coffee, sugarcane, spices and oil seeds. These are the variety of agricultural products produced in India. Let us now talk about rice. As you can see, rice is the staple food of the people of the southern and eastern India, and rice grows best in a hot and wet climate, and it is mainly grown in West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Punjab, Haryana, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Assam, Odisha, Kerala, Telangana and Karnataka. Let's proceed to the next major crop, that is wheat. Wheat is the staple food of the people of northern India, and it is mainly grown in Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. Our next topic is millets. Millets include jowar, bajra and ragi, and it is mainly grown in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Telangana and Karnataka. Let us now talk about the other crops. So what are the other crops? Other crops include pulses, and examples of pulses are moong, masoor, urad, and oil seeds. Oil seeds include mustard, groundnut and linseed. Our next topic is sugarcane. Sugar is made from sugarcane, and India is one of the largest producers of sugarcane in the world. Our next crop is cotton. Cotton is mainly used for making clothes, and jute is also used for making clothes, bags and carpets. Our next crop is tea. India is the second largest producer of tea in the world, and tea grows best in hilly areas with abundant rainfall. Let us now talk about coffee. Coffee is mainly grown in Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, and our next crop is spices. Spices include cloves, cardamom, pepper, chilies, coriander seeds, turmeric and ginger. So these are the examples of various spices. Let us now come to the Green Revolution. So the Green Revolution was launched in India in the 1960s. So government had taken few steps to increase the agricultural output. So the several steps taken by the government in India are using better quality seeds, increasing area under irrigation, using manures and fertilizers, and using modern machinery such as tractors and harvesters. So let us now talk about the advantages and disadvantages of Green Revolution. What were the advantages of Green Revolution? It had increased the agricultural production and it made India self-sufficient in food production, and it also made India exporters of agricultural products. Let us now talk about the disadvantages of Green Revolution. Okay, because of excessive use of chemical fertilizers, the fertility of soil, there was loss of soil fertility, loss in the quality of seeds and loss in the quality of crops, and it also became very expensive for the poor farmers. So these are the some of the disadvantages of the Green Revolution. So children, this concludes the summary of the first part. Let us now proceed to the second part of this chapter. Okay. So in the second part we shall be doing industries, various types of industries, cottage industries, small scale industries and large scale industries. We shall also be discussing briefly of other industries. So before I start with industries, it is very important for us to know what are raw materials and finished goods. What are raw materials? Raw materials are materials that are found naturally, and these raw materials are used to produce finished goods. So some of the examples of raw materials are wood, cotton, sugarcane, milk, wool, silk, ores, coal, petroleum, etc. These are the examples of raw materials, and these raw materials are used to produce finished goods. Now comes finished goods. Finished goods are made from raw materials. We make finished goods to satisfy our needs and improve the quality of our lives. And examples of finished goods are furniture, clothes, sugar, ghee, sweaters, silk sarees, utensils, petrol, etc. These are the examples of finished goods. These are made from raw materials, and these products, they help in satisfying our needs and improving the quality of our lives. Okay? And raw materials are converted into finished goods in industries. So I repeat, raw materials, they are converted into finished goods where in industries. That's why raw materials, finished goods and industries, they play a very important role in satisfying our needs as well as in improving the quality of our lives. Okay? So let's now come to different types of raw materials. These are plant based raw materials. What are plant based raw materials? These are raw materials that are obtained from plants. For example, wood is the raw material obtained from trees. Similarly, cotton is obtained from cotton plant and sugarcane is obtained from sugarcane plant. So these are the raw materials that are obtained from plants, and hence they are plant based raw materials. Let us see how these raw materials are used to make finished goods. Like wood is converted into furniture, cotton is converted into clothes, and sugarcane is converted into sugar, and all these things are done in industries. Let us now take a look at animal based raw materials. Animal based raw materials are raw materials obtained from animals. Like milk is obtained from cows and buffaloes, wool is obtained from sheep, and silk is obtained from silkworms. So these raw materials are obtained from animals, and hence they are called animal based raw materials. Now milk is used to obtain ghee, wool is used to obtain sweaters, and silk is used to obtain sarees, and all these things are done in industries. That is, raw materials are converted into finished goods in industries. Let us quickly have a look at the mining based raw materials. Raw materials obtained through mining, that is digging out minerals from the earth, is called mining based raw materials. So some of the examples of mining based raw materials are ores, coal and petroleum, and these three products are obtained by mining. Okay. So, for example, iron ore is converted into steel in steel plants, and this steel is used in making utensils. Coal is used to generate electricity, and petroleum is converted into petrol in petroleum refineries. So, these are the various industries where the raw materials are converted into finished goods. Let us now talk about the different scales of industry. What do we mean by scales of industry? Scales of industry means size of industry. So, based on the size of industry or the number of people working in it, industries are classified as 1. Cottage industries, 2. Small scale industries, and 3. Large scale industries. Cottage industries are smaller than small scale industries. Small scale industries are larger than cottage industries but smaller than large scale industries, and large scale industries are larger than both cottage industries and small scale industries. So, cottage industries are the smallest industries and large scale industries are the largest industries. Is that clear, children? Okay. Let us now come to cottage industries. In cottage industries, very few people work here. They use simple tools and locally available raw materials are used. Locally available raw materials are used. What do you mean by locally available raw materials? For example, let's say a villager is running a jute bag cottage industry. Okay. So, what is the raw material used in jute bags? It is jute fiber. So, from where will the farmer get the jute fiber? From the nearby villages. So, whatever is available nearby, the raw materials that are available nearby, that is used in cottage industries. Let us now come to small scale industries. Small scale industries, they are larger than cottage industries and smaller than large scale industries. And in small scale industries, they employ more people and they use small machines. Examples of small scale industries are furniture, utensils, plastic goods, electrical goods. These are the examples of small scale industries. Let us now talk about the importance of cottage and small scale industries. We know that India has a very large population. So, these cottage and small scale industries are useful in employing large number of people. The cottage and small scale industries are useful in employing large number of people, and these cottage and small scale industries, they can be set up very easily. They can be set up very easily in rural areas. They can be set up very easily in rural areas, and hence these cottage and small scale industries prevent people from moving to cities in search of work. Okay, so I repeat, cottage and small scale industries, they help in employing large number of people, and because they are set up very easily in rural areas, they prevent people from moving to cities in search of work. So, that is why cottage and small scale industries are very useful to our people. Okay, let us now come to large scale industries. Large scale industries employ thousands of people and they produce goods in large quantities. What are the examples of large scale industries? Textile industries, steel industries, automobiles industry, ship industries. These are the examples of large scale industries. Let us now talk about the importance of large scale industries. As you know, it is very expensive to set up large scale industries. It is very expensive to set up large scale industries, but because modern equipments of production are used, better goods can be produced more cheaply. Okay. So, because modern equipments of production are used in large scale industries, better goods can be produced more cheaply. That is why large scale industries are very important. Let us quickly compare the three types of industries: cottage industries, small scale industries and large scale industries. First feature is the number of people. Cottage industries employ very few people, small scale industries employ more people and large scale industries employ thousands of people. Next feature is the tools or machines used. Cottage industries use simple tools, small scale industries simple machines are used, and in large scale industries large machines or sophisticated machines are used. And examples of cottage industries are handicrafts, pottery, etc. Examples of small scale industries are furniture, utensils, etc. And examples of large scale industries are steel, automobiles, etc. So, this is the basic comparison between the three types of industries. Let us now come to the other important large scale industries. Some of the important large scale industries are steel plants, textile mills, heavy electrical goods, automobile factories, shipbuilding, aircraft manufacturing and oil refineries. These are some of the important large scale industries. And telecom, computer software and business process outsourcing or BPO, these industries, they were recently started in India, but because they grew so rapidly, India has now become the leader in making computer software. India has now become the leader in making computer software. Cities like Bengaluru, Chennai and Hyderabad Cities like Bengaluru, Chennai and Hyderabad are the major software producing centers in India. So, children, this concludes the explanation part of the chapter. Let us now proceed to the book work and copy work of this chapter. So, children, open your textbook page 97. Let us start with exercise A, fill in the blanks. Question 1. The most popular staple food of India is rice. Second, moong dal and urad are pulses. And question 3, in India, sugar is made from which plant? Sugarcane. 4, dash grows best in hilly areas with heavy rainfall. Tea grows best in hilly areas with heavy rainfall. Question 5, an industry converts dash materials into finished goods. So, an industry converts raw materials into finished goods. Question 6, handicrafts are generally made in dash industries. The answer is handicrafts are generally made in cottage industries. Let us now proceed with the multiple choice questions in the same page, that is page 97. Question 1. In India, the production of which of these is the maximum? A. Wheat, B. Rice, C. Oil seeds and D. Spices. The correct option is B. Rice. Question 2. Which of these is not an oil seed? Options are A. Groundnut, B. Tea, C. Mustard and D. Linseed. The correct option is B. Tea. Question 3. Which of these is an advantage for large scale industry over small scale industry? Options are A. It can be set up at low cost. B. It does not need heavy machinery. C. Better quality goods can be made. And D. It can be quickly set up. As you can see, all these three options does not hold good for large scale industries, because large scale industries cannot be set up at low cost, and large scale industries, they need heavy machinery, and large scale industries cannot be quickly set up. So, because of that, these three options does not hold good for large scale industries. So, the correct option is C, better quality goods can be made. Question 4. Which industry started only a few years ago has grown very rapidly in India? The options are A. Steel, B. Computer software, C. Textile and D. Oil refinery. The correct option is B. Computer software. Let us start with the copy work. We will first start with define staple. The most commonly or regularly eaten food in a country or community is staple. Second definition is raw materials, natural materials needed to make finished goods. Let us now start with answer the following questions. Question 1. Why is development of agriculture and industry important for our country? The answer is development of agriculture and industry is important because it leads to increase in food production and production of various goods to meet the demands of the people. Let us now come to question 2. What steps were taken under the Green Revolution to increase food production? Answer is the steps that were taken under the Green Revolution are 1. Using better quality seeds, manures and fertilizers. 2. Increasing area under irrigation. And 3. Using modern machinery such as tractors and harvesters. Let's now come to question 3. What is the difference between small scale and large scale industries? The answer is make 3 columns: serial number, small scale industries and large scale industries. The first point is small scale industries use small machines and large scale industries use large machines. The second point is these industries employ few people and these industries employ thousands of people. And third point is furniture, utensils, etc. are made in these industries, and textiles, steel, automobiles, etc. are manufactured in these industries. So, these are the basic differences between small scale industries and large scale industries. Let's now come to question 4. Why are large scale industries encouraged even though they are very expensive to set up? Answer is large scale industries are encouraged because by using modern methods of production, better goods can be produced easily and more cheaply. Let us now come to question 5. Why is it important to have cottage and small scale industries? Answer: as India has a very large population, cottage and small scale industries are useful for employing a large number of people. So children, this concludes the chapter 14, agriculture and industries, and the bookwork and copywork of this chapter. I hope you enjoyed the class as much as I did. Thank you all and have a great day.